Tell that boy to watch some YouTube like I had to.
You don't really need to be that geared. I was doing jump runs with a lot less. And the only reason I use tier gear here instead of like Foulcloth or Banthock or any of my raiding gear is it gives you more stats. So the more stamina you have, the more health that Foul Stamina is giving you. And you get that regeneration from sacrificing your Void Walker. You can also do this doing SM Ruin and just doing Siphon Life. And then you just want to get as many Siphon Lives out as you can so that you're constantly getting that regeneration back. Another key is the minor speed increase enchant on your boots. Here's your safe rock. Herb spawn right here, but I didn't get it this time. Herb spawns here. And there's herb spawns right here. Looks like I got a Grom's blood. I'll get that on the way back. There's a Dusty Tome spawn right here. This pack of trees is the only trees that pat all the way to the wall, so keep an eye on that pack. So if you run straight through, you have to pause here. There'll be a invis satyr coming up here. There he is. And I just let this guy go. Coming in through the doorway on the right, there's a chance for another invis satyr. He didn't spawn though. Here's the first ghost mushroom spawn too. Alright, so the trick with these packs, you go to enslave, and then I immediately hit my button for hold position and click off the autocast fireball, and then rain of fire. This is all with the skills from him. As soon as one tick of the 300 goes out from the rain of fire, I start doing curse of agony and then corruption. And that makes it so all these imps will die. And then this is the juggle spot you're going to use for all the bosses right here on this pillar. So when you go down, you'll get them. Remember to dismiss so you get the satyr loot too. Yeah, so this is the juggle spot used for all the bosses. Careful with these guys, they do a instant cast fireball on you. So if you have a lot of them that you're about to break line of sight with, they can just instant kill you. Okay. This candle right here, if you stand on it, you can get an extra Shadow Bolt cast on Hydra Spawn here, because he'll pat around this way. So you can come out and get Shadow Bolt cast, but you want to line of sight the geyser. So you can use this pillar here to line of sight them, and then just let your dots tick off. And I'm using Curse of Doom for the first tick. After one Curse of Doom goes off, he's usually close enough to dying that I just Curse of Agony. Sorry if my voice is raspy too, I'm just getting over a cough. At about 11k or 12k health, he spawns these Hydralings. So they don't do much damage, so if they reach you, it's not a big deal. I can show you. They just kind of knock you around and like slow you. One corruption on each is enough to kill them. They have really low health. Line of sighting the cast. Just taking it nice and slow. Get my soul shard back here. Another good trick to this is I'm not using max rank life tap. So I only use max rank life tap like in raid scenarios. Otherwise, like rank 4 or rank 3 is pretty good since shadow spell damage increases the amount. I come over here to this pack. There's a chest spawn right here, but it didn't spawn, so I'm just not going to bother. So I can maximize arcane crystal time. There's a chance for an invis satyr to spawn right here. Looks like we got lucky though. And then there's a invis satyr in this hallway that you'll want to look out for. And we're going to enslave them and use them. There's a ghost mushroom spawn right here. If it does spawn, you can tell your guy to stay there and jump up on this beam, and then you won't aggro anything, and you can come back here and pick it. There's also a dusty tome spawn up here. So you want to line of sight this boss too, because he does the sacrifice. Wait for the first hit, then do doom. Wait for 2 more hits, and then you can corruption. And then I usually wait for him to cast sacrifice on our summon before I do an immolate, just like this. And as soon as he casts that, you can get a shadow bolt and an immolate up for a little extra damage. Corruption before you come and jump down, and then dismiss your pet or your enslaved demon that you got. If he hits you with shadow word pain, you can also use your shadow ward to negate a lot of that damage. And you're just bringing him back to the pillar. Real quick though, look at this right here. Look at this shit, dude. Bro, look at this fucking pillar. Look at this pillar, dude. Tell me what the fuck that looks like, dude. Okay, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. So with this guy, once you get really used to it, you can jump out for extra shadow bolts. Ooh, I almost got caught. It's just very important that you don't get hit by the sacrifice. It not only does a lot of damage, but it also heals him. So it makes the engage longer. And as you can see, it's a pretty fast cast. This is good practice for Razor Gore and dodging his fireball volley. This guy doesn't have any summons like Hydra Spawn, so once he's dead, he's dead. That should be enough. I'll get another soul shard back on him. Oh, I'm a little too late. Excuse me. That was my Skull of Impending Doom. I equipped that just to give me a little quicker run here. There's that invis guy to look out for. You can just skip him again. If you do run into that guy in this hallway, you can banish him, and the demons actually don't aggro any of these elementals. So the lashers, the trees, he won't aggro anything. Ooh, got another Dreamfoil spawn, that's awesome. You can only talk to this guy to unlock that door once you kill that satyr boss. And if I remember correctly, there was a Grom's Blood spawn up here. Careful for that Warpwood pod.
I'm out of range.
The far pack won't aggro you as long as you're to the left of it. I'm actually going to wait for this pack here. These can cast Entangling Roots on you if you're unlucky, so be very careful running by them. Ooh, I might aggro here. No, 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 no. We're good. Nice, another Dreamfoil spawn. We in the money. Since I had the speed boost, I didn't really get a chance to show you the safe spots, but there are quite a few safe spots in that last room where nothing will aggro to you. So the main trick with this last boss is he has a dot to put on you, and then he has a drain mana debuff to put on you. So whenever he's in this satyr caster form, you want to keep him max distance. So you use this rock and this little ledge. So he just got wither on me, which, you know, he can do that early on. And then you want to keep him max distance, so like way down here where he's about to go on the turn. And then whenever he shapes into wolf or tree, you can have him come back closer and get some more damage on him. But when he's about to shift back, you want him max range, because if he starts getting chain casts of wither on you, you're gonna die. Also, I was kind of cocky and I didn't make a health stone or anything, but that of course helps. So we're getting pretty lucky with the shifts here. He's not going to his caster form.
Recharging.
A trick I do with this boss is you need the lesser invisibility potion. This is a lot easier way to do it when this guy spawns his imps. So imps spawn out of that cave when he gets about half health. And when that happens, it's a lot harder to juggle all these things on this ledge. But it is doable to kill everything and to just juggle it all. Instead of doing that, in order to get my runs as fast as possible, see, he was just about to cast and I moved back so it max ranged it.
It's too far away.
So in order to keep this as fast as possible, I do the invis potion. They're about a gold each. So there my imps spawned. You want to keep these, you want to get all these things stacked up. You see how the imps aggro the lashers too. So once you get everything in a nice ball here, we're going to wait for the caster to shift. There we go. Run to the end, and you want to face tank the imps. If you turn your back, you'll get dazed, and then you'll get slowed and die. But if you face tank the imps till everything makes it down here, then you'll have plenty of time to run over here to this reset spot. So now I just sit here and spam my lesser invisibility potion. And as soon as you drop combat, it'll drink it. And then the imps can't see you, and you can make it up to the thorium. If you don't have the lesser invis, the imps, if they see you, even if you're in that spot, you won't be able to drop combat. So if you don't get them balled up enough and they make it around that rock and they can see you, then you'll never drop combat. If that happens, you can summon your Void Walker and you can sacrifice them, and then I Hellfire, and as soon as the imps die, I get back up in that reset spot, and then it'll drop aggro from the Lashers, and you'll be free to come and pick these guys up. The Lashers don't re-aggro the boss either, so once you de-aggro the boss, he's just chilling. He won't come after you. That's it, man. That's a complete jump run right there. Took about, what, 14 minutes-ish? 15 minutes-ish? So I'll run out here and I'll reset my instance and go for another one. If you got any questions or you want to see the reset spots or the safe spots in that room or something, we can you can get a better face-to-face view with me. Or if you want to come run with me one weekend or something, and I can show you one-on-one. All right, man. See you guys in BWL.